Joshua 6. And Jericho was shut up tight because of the presence of the sons of Yisharal, none going out, and none coming in. And Yahuwah said to Yahusha, See, I have given Jericho and its king, mighty brave men, into your hand, and you shall go around the city, all the men of battle going around the city once. Do this for 6 days, and let 7 priests bear 7 rams' horns before the ark, and on the 7th, Yom, go around the city 7 times, while the priests blow the horns. And it shall be, when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the horn, that all the people shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall go up every man straight before him. And Yahusha son of Nun called the priests, and said to them, Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 rams' horns before the ark of Yahuwah. And he said to the people, Pass over, and go around the city, and let him who is armed pass over before the ark of Yahuwah. And it came to be, when Yahusha had spoken to the people, that the 7 priests, bearing the 7 rams' horns, before Yahuwah passed over, and blew the horns, and the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah went after them. And the armed men went before the priests who blew the horns, and the rear guard came after the ark, going on and blowing the horns. But Yahusha had commanded the people, saying, Do not shout or cause your voice to be heard, nor let any word come out of your mouth, until the Yom I say to you, Shout, then you shall shout. And the ark of Yahuwah went around the city, going around once. And they came into the camp and stayed in the camp. And Yahusha rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of Yahuwah, and 7 priests, bearing 7 rams' horns, before the ark of Yahuwah were walking going on, and they blew the horns, and the armed men went before them. But the rear guard came after the ark of Yahuwah, going on and blowing the horns, and the 2nd day they went around the city once, and returned to the camp. Thus they did 6 days. And it came to be on the 7th day that they rose early, about the dawning of the day, and went around the city 7 times in this way. Only on that day they went around the city 7 times. And it came to be, at the 7th time, when the priests blew the horns, that Yahusha said to the people, Shout, for Yahuwah has given you the city. And the city shall be put under the ban. It and all that is in it belongs to Yahuwah. Only Rahab the prostitute is to live, she and all who are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And you, by all means, guard yourselves from that which is under the ban, lest you come under the ban when you take of that which is under the ban, and make the camp of Yisharal a curse, and shall trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of bronze and iron are Kodesh to Yahuwah. They go into the treasury of Yahuwah. And the people shouted when the priests blew the horns. And it came to be, when the people heard the sound of the horn, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat. And the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they captured the city. And they put under the ban all that was in the city, both man and asha, young and old, and ox and sheep and donkey, with the edge of the sword. And to the 2 men who had spied out the land, Yahusha said, Go into the house of the Aisha, the prostitute, and from there bring out the Aisha and all that she has, as you swore to her. And the young men, the spies, went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brothers and all that she had. So they brought out all her relatives and set them outside the camp of Yisharal. And they burned the city and all that was in it with fire, only the silver and gold, and the vessels of bronze and of iron, they put into the treasury of the house of Yahuwah. However, Yahusha kept alive Rahab the prostitute, and her father's household, and all that she had, and she dwelt in the midst of Yisharal to this Yom, because she hid the messengers whom Yahusha sent to spy out Jericho. And Yahusha warned them at that time, saying, Cursed is the man before Yahuwah, who rises up and builds this city Jericho. He lays its foundation with his firstborn, and with his youngest he sets up its gates. And Yahweh was with Yahusha, and a report about him was in all the land.